Welcome to Every Album Ever with Mike and Alex. My name is Michael Mansour, and I'm joined, as always, by my lovely, wonderful, wearing a Run DMC t-shirt, co-host Alexander Volz. Say hello.
Let's see if I can do this. Blah, blah. No, I can't.
It's almost sounding like you're doing an Uncle Ruckus.
Well, yeah, I don't know how to do the Jamaican like shotgun sound. Is it? Oh, that's good.
That one?
That one, yeah.
Oh, I just guessed. I didn't know that's what you were trying to do.
There's some rolls.
Oh, there is a lot.
Yeah,
there is. Every album ever. The podcast where we listen to every single album in the world, one artist at a time. That's a new discography per episode. And today we are discussing
Boogie Down Productions.
Hell yes. But if you want to support us, please subscribe on youtube.com/everyalbumever. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that stuff, yada, yada, yada. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can do that at Pope Jesse Ventura and Alex at
Mother Puncture.
And as usual, there will be a Spotify playlist on Boogie Down Productions. There should be a link in the description of wherever you're listening or watching. We got playlists associated with 98% of all of our episodes. So you can check those out at everyalbumever.com. As you know, whatever.
Some artists aren't streaming, hence the 98.
Ugh, I feel like I need to edit this episode because my brain is fried, dude.
Yeah,
it is so fried.
You were putting in a lot of work before I got here.
So new update, show update. We are now on Patreon. We hinted at it before. Don't pledge. Do not join the Patreon. I'm telling you, don't join right now. We'll get there. But we do have stuff that we offer. You can check that out at patreon.com/everyalbumever. There'll be bonus episodes, about 2 extra a month, non-music related, or maybe still music related. Who cares? We're going to talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about. It would be me and Alex, me and other people, just whatever we want. We have we're spitballing ideas. Like maybe we'll do video game music, movie music.
Maybe we'll cover the Tony Hawk 1 soundtrack.
Oh boy! Oh my goodness! It's just more stuff. Yeah, but by all means, don't do that and keep listening for free because we're not changing anything. We're also just very hungry. That's the main reason, honestly. And honestly, double honestly, another friend of ours kept badgering us to do it. Like he wouldn't stop. And if he wants to give me $5 a month for nothing, I'm going to take his stupid money.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll take all this stupid money.
Absolutely. But I interrupted that. Whatever the hell. You can do that, or you can email us any miscellaneous thoughts, hatred, love, suggestions for artists, whatever you want. Everyalbumever@gmail.com. Okay. So, man, I'm so tired.
Dude, I should have got you a coffee. I had no idea how sleepy you were.
I didn't realize what time it was until you got here. Oh my God, I've been all day with this stupid shit. But we're here now. Boogie Down Productions. I am an uncultured piece of crap. Didn't even know who they were.
Mm-hmm.
Probably maybe have heard the name, but probably also not.
Have you heard of KRS-One?
Heard the name.
Okay.
Heard the name.
That's all I asked.
Yeah. It took me 3 albums to realize that's it's the guy's name. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's not a radio station. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Back when we were young men, when we started this podcast, the conception was artists we wanted to do deeper dives on, not necessarily artists we were familiar with, but as demand and fatigue ramped up and requests kind of lost their way a little bit. We still put in the work, but the core of what it was has kind of changed. And I've heard 1 or 2 other albums before going into this. KRS-One's one of the goats in hip hop.
Yeah.
So I was like, what better time than now? I originally wanted to do a different artist that maybe we'll get around to. But I was just like, I don't know. Boogie Down Productions feels right now. And
so I always do the worst on hip hop episodes. I do the worst because you're
too hard on yourself.
Maybe. But I did not grow up with hip hop. I grew up hating rap.
Yeah.
I was raised to who hate rap by bad people. I was raised by hippies. My mom is a legit she's a million years old, but she's like an actual hippie. And I was raised with like rock. I mean, obviously, listening to fucking Nirvana since I was 5. Like that's what I was forced to listen to, and I still like it. It's okay. But it took me, I didn't get into rap at all until I was a teenager. So every time I go into this, I'm like, I don't know anything about the culture. I don't know anything about this fucking music. I just know if I like it or not. That's all I could possibly tell you. I will give you nothing else.
I think you do a good job about it, but I feel like KRS-One has like some crossover appeal. We did the Sublime episode. They have the song in tribute to him. He not in Boogie Down Productions, but he like reworked Blondie's Rapture. And a thing I stumbled on, not even in preparation for this episode. This is in my free time. Also featured on Muska Beats, which is a hip hop album from pro skater Chad Muska.
Chad Muska made a hip hop album,
and he got like all these crazy guys like KRS-One, Biz Markie,
oh my God.
Gangstar. I think he got Raekwon from the Wu-Tang Clan.
What?
Like Chad Muska is a rock star.
Chad Muska's a fucking asshole. Dude, what? Oh man, that's wild. But so like I'm saying, like I don't know anything other than that. I don't know anything about this type of music other than if I like it or not. And this one, like the last one we did, was Clips, and that was fucking rough for me. I don't like Clips.
That was the most like middle of the road I've ever seen you in any episode.
Yeah, like I just don't care. Like I don't like it. I don't
just like right on the line.
Yeah. So here I was like, all right, they're a little older, and usually if I see the year is 88 and then 91 or 2, I'm like, okay, I'm probably going to be into this.
Yes, I am amazed at your interest in golden era hip hop. Even if you hate it, like you didn't like Rakim and Eric B's first album,
yeah,
you have some strong feelings.
I do. And boy, oh boy, this one took a minute. A minute. Boogie Down Productions, I'm not going to say I'm a fan. I will say it's the same. I feel like I'm in the same boat as Eric B and Rakim. I feel the same.
Interesting.
I like them more, but it's the same thing where like, I hear it, I kind of get it, I don't enjoy it, and then bam, I enjoy this one. There's one.
Interesting.
There's one. I'm like, okay, I'm in for that one.
I'm interested to see what that is.
Yeah.
I was surprised that they, pretty legendary hip hop group sampled a ton, really influential, and their Wikipedia page is like there's nothing on it.
Really?
Which is like super interesting.
It's odd.
So I'm glad I pulled the trigger on BDP.
Yeah, same. And it's funny because I was in the middle of this discography and I was listening to some other podcast, and there's this guy. Man, I don't know if you know who. I probably talked to you about him off pod before. This guy, comedian named Josh Adam Myers. He's I haven't heard of him. He did the bit where he was making fun of the Journey music video. He has a gruff. I was literally sitting next to you when you watched it.
Where was I?
You're home. But he's this comedian. He's like a heavily rock guy.
Oh, I remember now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was doing the dance.
Yeah.
So Josh Adam Myers, he's a funny dude, and he has a podcast called The 500, which I've never listened to. Because I'm a big old hypocrite. I don't want to hear anybody talk about music. I don't want to fucking hear I like talking about music. I don't want to fucking hear anybody else. So that's why I'm appreciative of anybody who doesn't listen to me. Mm-hmm. But so the 500 is he goes through Rolling Stone's 500 best albums of all time list.
Yeah.
Each episode is a new album.
The more you talk about it, the more I think.
So he, like that podcast is like a very, what's the word? Like
thorough?
like a Diet Coke version of this.
Okay. Because they just do the
one album.
Yes.
Where we do every fucking album. But recently Rolling Stone redid their list. And it's a bunch of horse shit on there. So he got that and he's like, oh fuck, what do I do now?
What number was he on?
He was I don't know which number, but he was 2 years in.
Oh damn.
So it was a lot.
Yeah.
And
at least 100.
At least 100. Yeah. So he's like, fuck it. We're just going to do 2 lists now. I guess we're just going to do 1,000.
Yeah.
But why the fuck did I bring him up? Oh yeah. So I was listening to a podcast and he was on it, and he started throwing out bands, and then in the mix of bands that I didn't know was Boogie Down Productions, and I knew them only because I was listening to them for this podcast. So I was like, I feel like I should I need to hear this. I need to hear them. Like it's good that we're doing this, because I would have never gotten to them otherwise. And I would have been less of a well-rounded individual because of it. So thank you, podcast. Thank you, Alex.
Yeah. I will say also, like after BDP, like KRS-One was one of the few like golden era rappers to continue to have success in the 90s and early 2000s and stay relevant. So I think, and then we'll get into some other things, and I think that's why he's able to maintain,
status.
Yes.
All that. So Boogie Down Productions had 5 albums total. First one was released in 1987. Last one released in 1992. So really condensed into like just an album a year, essentially.
Pretty much.
Give or take one. And let's begin. If you're ready.
I am ready now.
All right. So this is 1987's Criminal Minded.
So this is the first hip hop album cover to have guns on the cover, which is
really, that's pretty iconic.
Because it's so common that I would never even think like, oh, there's a first.
Yeah. So who's the first one to have chains on the album cover?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. So as soon as I put this on, I'm like, all right, this is what I'm into. I like this kind of shit.
This is a standard like James Brown.
Yeah. This is a great fucking song. Yeah.
Yeah. Good opener.
This is not a demo, in fact, call it a lecture, a visual picture, sort of a poetic in rhythm like mixture. Listen, I'm not dissing, but there's something that you're missing.
KRS-One already sounds pretty good.
I think his flow is better on this song than other songs on the album.
100%.
It's not something. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about this because KRS-One's considered such a legend. But I don't think he really like got there in terms of his flow until like
the end.
Yes,
100%. So let's have a little chit chat.
Yeah. So despite being one of the most iconic hip hop albums of all time, this was in and out of print until like 20 or 02 pretty much.
Really? So this is regarded as like fucking classic.
Yes, this is like if you did like top like album hip hop albums of the 80s, probably be in the like top 10.
Funny, worst album. So
I knew you were going to do that.
It's awful. It's awful.
Because the Rock Him one,
Yeah.
I was like,
Hate this album. It was fucking rough, dude. It took me. I was having so much trouble with this fucking album. Oh my god, dude. I like that because that first song got me in.
Yeah.
And then immediately after, put on 2 minutes 45 of South Bronx. I need you to do this.
Hold on, let me cue it up. 2 minutes and what?
45.
Okay, so
The fucking sounds in this song made me cackle out loud.
okay, so I'm gonna go a little before that, but here it goes.
Oh, you need to take your homeboys off the crack. Cause if you don't, well then their nerves will become sharp.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, that's just like a standard like
It's not that it's like wild and completely insane.
it's like
just,
a standard 80s,
it's
very
so-
dated.
It's so funny though.
Also,
I had to note it because of how much I laughed.
yes, I feel like that song, it has a lot of history to it, and that's why it stayed relevant. Because his flow isn't the best. It's very like herky jerky.
It's 80s hip hop is what it is. It's
Yes. So there was a dispute over where hip hop originated. And I forget what MC Shan and them said, but it was called the Bridge Wars. And KRS-One is like, no, you're wrong. It's in the South Bronx. South Bronx. And so this was like considered one of the first like diss tracks, like back and forth between rappers, and it like ruined MC Shan's career.
I've never heard of him.
And KRS-One is the reason why. That's what it gets talked up for. But what you don't hear is that Marley Marl was also part of the MC Shan crew, and he's considered like a legend. So I just think MC Shan was
just sucked.
Yeah, this is an inferior MC.
That's fair.
Yeah, so there's another sample on there that I'm gonna pull.
Same song
on South Bronx, South Bronx.
You have to say it like that every time.
Now that's what's happening.
That little,
yeah,
Now that's what's happening.
yeah, that's really cool. It's almost like sci-fi, like craft work.
it's the guys talking with a flange. They're a flanger or flanger. I don't know what's the right pronunciation for that. That's exactly what that sounds like. So
Cool sample by Mr. Scott LaRock there.
there's some strangely cool samples in the most least expected places in this entire discography, but this isn't a sample, I don't think. Oh, it probably is. I really actually like those la la las in 9mm Goes Bang.
That's another interesting 9mm Goes Bang, because now like the wa da 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 dang or whatever, that's just kind of like hip hop slang. It's just kind of something that's been sampled back and forth. And I do appreciate when KRS-One goes reggae, at least early on. The music rarely goes reggae.
Dude, when he goes reggae, I get furious.
Yeah.
I hate it. He does it a lot.
He's Jamaican, at least. He's not.
I would be very concerned if he was not Jamaican. He's
Well,
just,
some people do it, and it's just.
oh, you mean like what's his fucking name from Sublime?
Yeah, that's like Sublime.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess he's not Jamaican. But also, did KRS-One invent that little thing?
I don't know if he invented it, but he definitely helped like popularize it.
Because
Sure.
I first heard that from Gravediggers.
Oh, that's right.
And Prince Paul was in Gravediggers, and he did a lot of stuff here.
later on.
Huh? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, there's a lot of inbreeding with all of them, which is cool.
I will say a weaker thing, and I'm sure you really didn't like it. Dope Beat, because it samples.
Get that shit out of here, dude.
Yeah, it samples AC/DC, and the thing when I listen to Dope Beat, and it really makes me appreciate like the Run DMC, like Rick Rubin style, because they bring the bass, they bring the drums. It fits with the guitars. Where here
it's just a ripped sample.
Yeah, the drums do not fit the big guitars, and it is not a dope beat.
It is not a dope beat. It is opposite of a dope beat. That song pissed me off so much. First of all, we all know which AC/DC riff it is. We all know. I would prefer to go the rest of my life without hearing that fucking thing ever again. I'm so fucking tired of that song.
I feel like the nail in the coffin was the Iron Man movies for AC/DC. That's when I was like,
Watch man.
Yeah, I don't need to listen to them anymore.
Yeah. Also, it's not just on that song, but it struck me on that song. The production on this album is real weak. Not production as in beat crafting, but just the vocals sound bad. They sound like they're recorded in the closet. It doesn't sound like there's any real EQing on them. It's noticeable. I can't even think of any other example of a hip hop album where I've heard them sound this much like a demo. Like they sound like a garage, not a garage. It sounds like it was recorded in the bedroom. This is the only album that kind of sounds like that, but still not great. What else don't I like? No, what else do I like?
What about I feel like it has different names, but when it's streaming, Remix for P is Free.
Hate it.
You hate it because that's a very like iconic like Most Def and Talib Kweli as Black Star use that for their songs.
Really?
And like when I was younger, I just thought that was like, oh, that's Black Star shit. And then I heard this album, I was like, dang, they like, I'm just gonna play a little bit of that so people know what song I'm talking about.
Live and direct. Boogie Down Productions. Boogie Down
Yeah, I don't know. It's just,
I love that.
like this. Yeah, the beat and the is that like a guitar or I don't know. It's just like ingrained to me. It is. Yeah, it is like
that is a cool sample.
It is like hip hop to me. And then you get. All right.
Yeah.
So now you know what song I'm talking about. I think that's a pretty popular beat to rap over these days.
I just hate reggae a lot. Like, and this, so every time anything remotely reggae would come on, it's just, I don't know what it is about that entire genre that it's just all the same to me. It's just specifically reggae. Like, I don't know. I've never heard like a really deep and melancholy reggae song ever. It's always just the fun, chill. Like, it's always just fun and chill. And sometimes I fucking don't want to be chill.
But,
I don't know.
Yeah. BDP is mixing in like guns and prostitutes in here.
Aside from the opener, poetry, I would say easily favorite track is The Bridge Is Over.
Bridge Is Over is the stronger of the two Bridge War songs.
That one is odd. It's quirky and shit, but I don't know. It works for me.
I like it more than South Bronx.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Super Ho is funny because like all that slang I was familiar with in the song Method Man. He says like super ho, something super sperm, and I didn't realize that was all like
an homage. You want like a callback to this?
Yeah, like that has to be super sperm. Has to be like some of the funniest like slang to come out of.
It's pretty horrendous. It's a really disgusting visual.
It's real disgusting.
That super. It's funny, but the song itself is so obnoxious to me. Those female vocals, I just hate it.
Yeah,
they're real annoying. Yeah, it's just, and there's a lot of things that this group does where it's just this really dissonant sample that goes against the melody in no real way. It's just, this is just a sample that we want to use here, and like I just fucking don't agree with it musically. There's so much of that. I don't agree with this band musically at all. Yeah, like
I think KRS-One was ahead of his time, but he didn't know how to have it come out yet. And this is like his, like for 87, like the best attempt.
Right. I do appreciate that. You got to work with what you got. There's probably, I know for sure there's a better argument for a worst album, but the reason why I gave it this one, because, there's other stuff on other albums that I hate more, definitely hate more than this one. There's not enough on here I like. I like two songs pretty much, and I'm pretty lukewarm about the rest. So I just I sat to this thing 2 3/4 times because the last time I was just like, I had to skip shit. I just couldn't take it. Yeah.
Fair. I feel like I got your taste down. I saw it was coming.
Yeah.
I saw it was coming. I just think it's something that's more for history purposes. I totally see that argument because I do think they have like catchier songs. No disrespect to Scott LaRock, better beats. KRS-One gets smoother as he goes on.
Yep.
So I can. Your argument makes sense to me.
All right, so I'll get stabbed by someone else, not you.
By purists, like
Great
hardcore historians. So.
Good. I hope that's how I die. Honestly.
I should say before we move on, Scott LaRock was gunned down August 87. Like
Jesus Christ.
Shortly after this came out, he was trying to mediate between two rival gangs.
Oh, that's horrible.
Here's what a dope guy Scott LaRock is. He was a social worker before this, so that's probably why he was.
That dude is drawn to bad situations. Like that dude is a bleeding heart. Sounds like.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, some of his work comes up on the next album, but this is the only album where he's fully production. From here on out, Boogie Down Productions is pretty much KRS-One. Why did
you keep the name? Do you know?
I can't say for sure. Maybe it was just like, it's, it's an established thing. If he were to put out an album as KRS-One, maybe he feel like it wouldn't have this say, like they made a big splash with Criminal Minded then this capitalizing off that happens
a lot with people that we've covered. It happened with the Gun Club, where Jeffrey Lee Pierce he went solo for like a minute and he's like, this isn't working. I'm going to go back to the Gun Club.
Yeah.
And then with Big Star, the In Space, the Horrible Reunion album.
Yeah.
That's an Alex Chilton solo album, but he's like, maybe we could sell more copies, put Big Star on there.
Yeah. It's really interesting how branding works in these artistic endeavors.
It makes me feel really shitty, honestly, because like, it makes you think like, the quality doesn't even matter because no one's going to even give it a chance if they don't recognize it. It's like super depressing. But we are going to move on. This is the second album. This is 1988, By All Means Necessary.
So you're a philosopher?
Yes. 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 Yes.
I think very deeply. I think very deeply.
This already feels like a different.
I think very deeply.
Yeah. I believe this is like.
I think very deeply.
In about 4 seconds,
80-70% KRS-One making the beats too.
Let's begin. What, where, why, or when will all be explained like instructions to a game. See,
the shift from the first one to this one was so reminiscent of European Rock Camp.
Yeah.
It's like, how did you? Is it just hip hop? Did hip hop just advance a light year in 1 year?
I think so. I think like technology and hearing other people do it gives it's like you need to be pushed. It's almost like a competitive sport.
Yeah. I'm gonna cut short just to make a little point. To call back the Tony Hawk thing.
Yeah.
They just need to see the 900 done.
Yes.
They just need to see it done.
It is very much like skateboarding in that essence. Also, I've just been watching a lot of skateboarding stuff. So,
dude, that game reignited the skateboarding culture. Dude. I've never, since I was a little kid, seen more people skating on the street, more people with homemade ramps, more people filming other people skating.
It's crazy. It has the same effect.
It's amazing.
I feel like we'd be off course, but he was on Muska Beats.
Hell yeah. So hold on, I'm not done with this Tony Hawk thing. It's because I could say maybe it was a coincidence, but it was just right when the remake of Tony Hawk 1 and 2 came out. Then it was like a couple weeks. Remember when we did that? Alex did a stream, a Twitch stream with myself and another friend of ours. And maybe like a week or two after that stream, I was driving down a main street near where I live, and in front of this college, which has been closed down because of COVID stuff, was like 12 to 15 preteens on skateboards. That has not happened since I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
Like that's how long it's been.
Yeah.
Like, not a fucking coincidence, dude. But back to the album.
Yeah. So yeah, the murder of LaRock caused KRS-One to kind of tone down the violent lyrics. He may talk about violent things, but he's not gonna say like, "Oh, I got my 9mm," and he's not gonna say
he has the 9mm, but it does not go bang anymore.
No, he will not gun you down anymore. If he saw a drive-by, he will rap about it, but he won't partake in it anymore. This is considered one of the first like politically conscious hip hop albums, or conscious hip hop. So that is interesting too.
So KRS-One really fancies himself a teacher, doesn't he?
Teacher, cha-cha.
I want to read it as cha-cha. It's teacher.
Teacher.
But that's the thing where here I didn't even pay attention to it as much, but he gets so preachy later on that it's like, fuck, man. Like, it's not, I don't even care about what you're saying. It's just that you won't stop. Like,
Yeah.
it gets to a point where what you're saying doesn't matter. If I like it or don't like it, does not matter. It's the fact that someone's literally lecturing me while listening to music. That's what I don't like.
Yeah, I think there was there wasn't like conscious hip hop wasn't really a groove for it yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he really took that torch and like really ran with it. Getting a little ahead of myself, but later on he'd be asked to come speak at universities and stuff, something he still does to this day. So I think he kind of felt like he really took that teacher nickname, that mantle to heart.
He sure did. He sure did. It's not so bad here though. Although, so this I almost gave wars, but I really, really like My Philosophy, Illegal Business, and I'm Still Number One. I fucking love those songs.
Yes.
They're great.
Illegal Business. I think that's like the coolest beat. I'm going to play it.
Hell yeah. So druggy.
Yeah. And yeah, I believe this is KRS-One with the beats.
It's so odd too. It's really herky jerky. It's really experimental sounding.
Yeah, it's almost like he didn't need a DJ really, but I could see how that'd be exhausting working on beats and coming up with lyrics.
Yeah, it is. As a guy who does all that stuff, it is very hard. But so here, worse here. It gets worse as it goes along for the most part, but the silliness, the fucking silliness. Why is Stop the Violence so silly? It's absurd.
Let me get a taste of that. I have notes on other silly songs. Okay, that's right before.
Worldwide, BDP are the freshest.
This was like a
Worldwide.
Come on, man. Come on.
real dated.
You know what this sound? It sounds like those raps that make you do at school when you're a kid to teach you not to do drugs.
It is.
Stop the violence in hip hop.
Yeah. So
Not for me.
okay. Yeah, that was like a big song for them.
Really? Oh man.
Because after like what happened with Scott LaRock, and it was just very much bragging, some violence, not like ironically it would get worse with gangster rap.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was like it's real cheesy and sounds like an after school special, but
that's not the last time they would do stuff that sounds like that.
No,
they're so and that's man that when I started noticing that more, I had to at a certain point just accept like this is what they do. It's not for me. I don't like it. I'm okay with that. Just I gotta not get angry because I was fuck mad.
I will say I'm still number one. He discredits like older MCs, which would be like not specifically Sugar Hill Gang, but at this time that's like older MCs. And then I'm like, I feel like he kind of became that dude. I remember like in the early 2000s, he'd just be talking shit about mainstream rappers and like how he could battle rap any of them. And like, to me, I was like a purist. So I was like, man, that's cool. But after a while, I'm like, people don't care. They don't care that you could like take down Drake or whoever in a battle rap. It's not.
People don't care.
Yeah, so that's kind of funny. He's talking about, you know, the old guard, and I'm like, you kind of became that dude a little bit.
A little bit. So a few songs here I think are possibly the worst, just the worst. And I think Jimmy is really one of those.
Jimmy, that's another one where it's like it's an after school special. Like, yeah, I can like get behind the message, but you've packaged it
in this weird hot garbage, man.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
But it's funny because that would go on to our good friend Pharrell would sample that for P. Diddy.
Interesting.
The D, the I, the D, the D. Yeah.
Interesting. I don't like him either, man. This is all lining up. Dude. Yeah. I don't like any of this shit.
Lots of it's also interesting to go from super hose to super safe sex.
Oh yeah. God damn, that's pretty funny.
There is a crazy
like a total 180 in this album.
There's crazy computer noises that really don't fit. Like, I appreciate the computer noises in the song.
All right. Not the actual.
Yeah.
The last time they dabble with horrendous, hideous, atrocious rock samples is You Slippin'.
You Slippin'.
I can't. And it's track 2, which immediately enraged me and put this album on my shit list. It is, I don't know, another completely horrifically overused riff. Smoke on the Water this time.
Yep.
Another song I would prefer to never ever hear ever again.
Sorry, let me cue something up. So I felt that way about You Slippin', and then he said something and I was like, that rhyme is so dope. I forgive the rest of it. All right.
Guide you into the concrete. I'll slide you to a funky beat. So what do we have here? A sucker in fear. I snatched your heart, put it way up on the chart. At 10, you're fucked. At 9, you suck. At 8, you're a sucker. At 7, a motherfucker. At 6, you're slack. At 5, you're just whack. At 4, you're lost. At 3, you're just soft. At 2, you're an ass. At 1, you're a dick. But before you slip, I'll whip. Cause homeboy, you're slipping.
Not bad.
I really like the countdown.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've heard anything like that. There probably has, but like, I was sitting there like, that was real interesting. That's why you're the That's why you're the teacher.
That's why he's the teacher. Oh God. That's probably a fault of my own that I really can't overlook. Smoke on the fucking Water.
Yeah, yeah. It's up there with AC/DC.
It is,
but
it is literally on the same plane for me. That's what I was like. Are they only picking the most popular? Like, that's just so lazy.
That's probably not the realm, really.
It's not. It's
but
not.
Yeah, that's one of those instances where the rhyming just overpowered
it. We keep mentioning the song Teacher Teacher. I fucking don't like it. It's grating, dude. It's so grating to me.
I think it's funny how he talks fast, but it hasn't translated to rapping fast yet. It's like he hasn't connected the dots, which he eventually will.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm like, it's there. Just like,
yeah. But as much as I've been shitting on this entire thing, it is noticeably better than the first one, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Just you can feel the growth,
yeah,
and like you can tell he's on a different thought, plane than other rappers at this point. Totally like Tribe probably wouldn't have happened or things like that.
Things that I enjoy much more.
Yes.
But
there is one other song.
What's that?
Necessary.
Oh.
These are like pretty standard talking points in hip hop now, but for I feel like a long time, maybe up until like the early 2000s, it was just like, oh, this is horribly like violent music. If you want to call it music, it doesn't like belong. And it's like all music can be violent.
Yeah.
Like Johnny Cash said, I shot that bad bitch down.
Yeah.
So, pretty standard talking points by today's standards.
That's
But
funny.
at the time, it totally it needed to be said.
So tracks like Necessary, he does every once in a while, usually to close an album. It's like it's not really a song, it's just him sort of
Like a big talking point.
just sort of just giving a speech with like some shit behind him. But usually it ends up being kind of cool, like this weird, creepy vibe to the whole thing. Like, so it's like not really a song, but I still like it. I don't know. It's weird. It's like if
That's really funny coming from the I don't like being lectured to you can do these weird like
dude,
spoken
it's just
word tracks.
The vibe, dude.
Yeah.
It's the fucking vibe, man. No, seriously, like
It's the teacher.
it's but it's like it's the only form of poetry I'll accept.
Okay.
Because it has this emotion to it, this weird sonic thing. I don't like hearing a dude just talk his feelings and thoughts at me. Like, I don't give a shit about you, dude. But if you're throwing all this weird ambient stuff and all these crazy sounds, fuck, I'm in.
Avant-garde.
Yeah.
KRS-One.
I'm a fucking pretentious asshole. Who the hell am I, dude? But let's move on to
Let me pull it up real quick. Sorry, I was all over the place right now.
No worries. So now we're at 1989. This is Ghetto Music, the blueprint of hip hop.
The number one set and sound live. Red Alert. Ghetto Music, produced by KRS-One.
This is like when he embraces the reggae music.
It is.
Many have claimed
However,
to attain levels in
as soon as I hit play on this, I thought like, already I'm way on board.
Really?
Way more on board.
Because
this is like,
put it down, find a way to
it sounds
stop it, but change
like
it,
the year. I mean, it sounds like
rearrange it,
early 90s hip hop as opposed to mid 80s hip hop. There's a huge difference.
The loser and laughed at, smirked on. You don't belong with those that perform their song on and on and on and on and on. Yo, let's get specific. This style is living gifted, poetically uplifted. I speak to you, not at you to attack you. Maybe when I'm through with this rhyme, I'll get a statue. So now I ask you or tell you people literally, when it comes to rockin' funky lyrics, you are better than me. Down with BDP, endlessly reciting poetry. Anytime I'm in the street, you hear my voice, you know it's me. KR, nope, I'm not ready to say my name yet.
Let's have a little talk.
So this is my best personal favorite.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Dude, not seen that one coming. Not seen that one coming. Holy shit, really?
I think there's some strong tracks on here. It's the most consistent to me.
Really?
I like that song. The thing about Style You Haven't Done is it feels like it has evolved past the like boom bap,
Yeah, for sure.
like you said. Yeah, it's just they aren't like, I feel like all the big like Boogie Down production stuff, like the known stuff is on the first album, but I think the like technical prowess, the catchiness, writing that fine line is captured on this album.
I was real hot on this as soon as it started, and then about halfway,
You just checked out.
it really upset me.
Yeah.
So much reggae, dude. So much reggae. It's just fuck. I mean, because like, so that opening track, obviously really good. Why is that? Solid as shit. The blueprint, also very cool. It starts out really strong.
The piano samples on the blueprint are like all over the place. It's great.
Put that motherfucker on.
Tons of fun.
It sounds like a completely different, and like compared to the first two albums,
Yeah.
totally different.
Lusty, fuzzy, yet so crystal clear. The non-commercial
Fucking great.
set is
Yeah,
now
this-
here. Brought to you by the
I'm pretty
will of
sure
positive people people.
I don't know if he did, but the pianos sound like something like Dre would sample like later on. Like they're a little menacing.
They are. It actually bothers me a lot that they're not loud in the mix. They're so quiet.
Yeah, the horns too are also they're back there, but for people who have the ear for it, it's
like
dope.
You can feel it more than you can hear it, but I still think it should be a lot louder.
Before we get more into our personal feelings, brings in producer D Nice for some of these.
Dude, I can't hear the name D Nice without thinking that fucking Key and Peele skit.
Which one?
The one with the coach from the inner city school going to the white school and reading all the names as though they're black names.
Aaron.
And Denise was D Nice.
Yeah.
So I can't not hear D Nice.
Cause he'd be important.
Yeah.
Jack of Spades.
I was just about to say Jack of Spades.
So much fun, featured on the I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
Dude, I've never seen that movie.
Well, I feel like I should watch it now. That Jack of Spades was so dope that like D Nice couldn't keep working with KR because he was so in demand after that song.
Oh, really?
He was just like, dude,
it's great.
Yeah,
great.
So that song like made D Nice.
Interesting. Did not. Oh, I don't know anything about this, so obviously it's news to me. So where it goes wrong for me.
Let's hear it.
Oh, okay. So the same issue I had with Stop the Violence. Why is Who Protects Us From You so fucking silly? It's like the most dark lyrical matter, and it's just the silly childishness. Like it just fucking breaks my brain.
Again, yeah, it's about police violence, but it's a ridiculous video game beat.
Yeah, put it on you. Like my words can't do it justice.
I feel like his rapping has like devolved. He's made such great strides, and then it's this kind of awkward.
Fire! Come down fast.
Playing Paperboy or something.
Sounds like the first Donkey Kong.
No. The very stuff.
Yeah.
Every time you say that's illegal, doesn't mean
this is so happy and so fucking happy. And he's talking about some gnarly shit. I just can't. It just makes the entire thing funny to me. I can't not laugh at it.
It really misses the mark.
Also, not the only silly thing on this album. Of course not. Hip hop rules.
Hip hop
more
rules.
Silliness.
Let me go to that.
Please.
Home again, man. This is KRS-One on a rack.
At least that's like a fat beat.
So we're gonna do it like this now.
It's fat, but
if you love hip hop music like I do, sing. And we're gonna do it like this now. Listen to the lyrics.
So this is better than the one we just put on.
Yeah,
I feel like. Then it also has that reggae-ness to it, which you're not gonna make me happy there. So I still hate it. Ja Rules, not Ja Rule.
Ja Rules.
Ja Rules
with a Z.
Yeah, it's not the most annoying thing they've done. But those female vocals are close.
I feel the opposite. I like that a lot of, I'm so conditioned to hear like female R&B vocals, and the track is usually reminiscent of R&B, but with someone rapping over it. You hear it like with Biggie. But here, to me, it stays hip hop. So that's why Ja Rules works for me.
All right. If we're gonna go, I throw a punch at you,
punch.
and then you have to fucking leave it, and then you punch back with a counter. Then I'm gonna do that with, I believe the pronunciation is bo. Right?
Oh yeah.
That is. It sounds to me like a bad special song, and I don't even fucking like the specials. But
that's true,
dude.
Sorry. Let me. The track immediately after. Maybe that's slower.
But 89.
This is like a special song.
It's exactly like a special song.
That doesn't bother me though.
Man, it really bothers me. I don't know why it bothers me so much. I just hate this kind of music. fucking so special.
Street knowledge, every posse know that. Come again. Come again. Come again.
Again, like just crazy, silly, over the top, happy.
Yeah, that one works for me for some reason. And then what about the following track? Give me that. Whoa.
I like it.
Yeah, it's
Like
fun.
it.
It's fun. It is fun. You Must Learn. I think that's like the hardest KRS-One has like rhymed since You Slippin'.
Mm-hmm.
He's this like hot fire start to finish.
Right.
Rhyming on that. What else? Breath Control. You got some like beatboxing by D Nice, where you, if you're a simpleton and you're not aware, where you just beatbox with your mouth. Most famously, Rozelle. D Nice is no Rozelle, but few people are. So
I don't know. I'm not just up with my famous beatboxers. I'm familiar with beatboxing.
He's the most famous. He's like, he did like the Peeping Tom stuff with
That guy.
Mike Patton. He did like,
Of course I know because of a fucking Mike Patton
that's why
reference.
I bought first. Did stuff with the Roots. Did stuff with B York. He's the best.
I always forget that Cool Keith was on that Peeping Tom album.
Yeah.
One of my favorite songs on the album. It's so fucking crazy.
Yeah, I think Boogie Down Productions actually has like they're like in the same circle. You could do like 6 degrees of Cool Keith. Like let's see. Yeah, like KRS-One worked with wait. Yeah, he worked with Tim Dog, who worked with Ultramagnetic MCs, which Cool Keith was a part of.
Interesting. So it was the title track on this album that made me really kind of accept, like, oh, they're just the guy, the band that, or the rapper who does a bunch of silly songs every once in a while. It's like,
wait, so the Blueprint?
No, I'm sorry, the Ghetto Music.
Ghetto Music. What did I?
Technically, there's 2 title tracks, which is kind of funny.
I thought notably the scratching on Ghetto Music is like, that's some impressive scratching by D Nice there.
All right.
And then I would think World Peace would be like super soft. But because that's part of the lyrics is like the misassumption that being peaceful is being soft.
Right.
It's not.
Okay, I see. Too bad. I legit hate that song. I really hate that song. It's just like, that's another thing where just musically, I just fucking disagree with all those vocal lines so bad. Like, just, oh man, I hate this.
After, the Who Protects Us, I was like, oh God, is this going to have like a video game beat? And it didn't. So I was relieved.
At least that. But man, like this, out of all the albums, this is the one where it got my hopes up and then just fucking shattered them. Like by the end of the album, I was like, oh God damn it.
I will agree that the end is not as strong as the beginning, but they're not a flawless group to me.
No.
So
because even my favorite album, and I think their best is, I still don't think it's not all flawless, still not perfect at all.
Yeah, so I just think there's some bangers on here, like Why Is That, Jack of Spade?
Yeah.
Notably in the first half. Yeah. And then the end doesn't piss me off. So best personal favorite.
So the fact it also did that right to start real heavy in the top, to start real strong. If I was okay with the video gaminess and the reggae stuff, this would probably be a strong contender for a personal favorite, if not best. But unfortunately, I irrationally hate those genres.
I will say this is a group I went into thinking I would feel more strongly about, and then I walked away and I was like, more like a greatest hits.
Yeah.
More like a greatest hits.
They are the hip hop police. So now we're Alex's best personal favorite. Now we're going to move on to, the last 2 albums suddenly become huge, big old giant, lengthy, beefy albums.
Yes. And so after this album is when he would start speaking at universities and really.
Oh, we're going to hear a lot of that right now.
Yes.
This is 1990s Edutainment.
I'm just gonna go track 2.
Please.
Wake up! Take the pillow from your head and put a book in it. It's time for the massive BDP
love that sample.
crew at the
Those,
top of the
those-
pile.
Those vocals. I hate that sample though.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm already talking
I
over.
like it all.
This is what I'm already talking over. Sorry, but what I mentioned before, where I disagree with him musically.
In the morning I'm yawning. At noon is when
That
I wake
little-
up, make up my bed,
that little
wake up
sample at the
bread
end,
and said,
It
scratching
just
my head,
feels
why
so
am I
fucking
damn
distant to me. Like,
intimidating?
if that
Is it
wasn't there,
because of law
I would think
society
this is
keep us waiting and
flawless.
waiting, thus hating all forms of a setback. Get back if you can't understand a rap act. This is the language of the
That's
people
pretty
ready to hear the truth. I got no juice, cause I'm not getting juice. To have juice means you kiss and lick a lot of booty. To have respect means you simply knew or knew me. Heard what I had to say and felt it, so you'd say that too. I'm not down with a juice crew, but anyway, I say today the message I create is great. I don't preach hate, I simply get the record straight. It's not the fault of the black race that we are misplaced. We're robbing and
So as much
killing
as I
your
like
own
the song,
medicine, your taste. You built them a race.
stats are a little out of hand.
Now in 90, you want silence, well, I want science.
This dude is spouting off statistics like I've never heard in a song before. It is fucking
It's
hard to
wild.
listen to.
It's wild. That's what happens when the black man's in effect. you get all the stats.
So many stats. Good song though, and this is where his preachiness really, oh boy.
Yeah, like I almost gave this best personal. If I wasn't familiar with it before, if you listen to our Run DMC episode, you may get a little worried because unless you're Mike and you like, was it
Down with the King.
Down with the King?
It's a great album. Fuck you.
It kind of starts off like that, but I think it's a maintain, like it's just more solid throughout. I think KRS-One was better to adapt to that sound than Run DMC was. Yeah, the first half is kind of,
I mean, I dig the rules a lot.
the rules is not bad. The first, like, I think this was the first BDP album I bought as a kid. And I remember thinking, like, beef isn't accurate, but scientific. It's probably not scientifically accurate. A
No,
lot of the stuff he's saying.
no,
But
he's saying a lot of dumb shit. Honestly, on this album.
But it was an interesting comparison to like hear a rapper, talk about being vegetarian, and I think he does make the metaphor between like eating beef and beef in rap.
He should hang out with Morrissey. They're
He
both
should.
fucking out of their minds. Dude. So that song, I don't even give a
It's
shit
a goofy beat. It's a goofy beat.
Fucking goofy, dude.
Goofy.
But what made me laugh the most about it is not just that stupid wackiness. Motherfucker literally recommends a book in the middle of the song.
He
Like,
does.
I've never been, dude. This is what I mean about being lectured in the middle of the
Yeah.
song. Like, I don't fucking want to do research on this thing that you're yelling at me about, dude. I don't fucking care.
You're gonna have to.
Fuck, dude.
It's edutainment, Mike.
Then tain more.
Take more.
So what else? House Niggas. I'm sorry for the word, but that's the name of the song. Twisted, but real. I don't know. It's moving in a way.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The first one that really stood out to me was "Love's Gonna Get Ya."
Dude. Okay, that's a long song,
Super long.
but it's really well done. It's a
That's-
good fucking story.
That's where he's like, I don't care about like technical prowess. I'm just gonna tell you a story.
Yeah. That one. So I have mixed feelings about that one because I like it. It's amazing on first listen because you're literally just being told a story.
And then you realize how long it is on second listen.
Exactly. Second listen, you know the story, you don't care anymore, and the beat is fine. It's not like it's not enraging in any way. It's fine.
Talking about being educated and talked to on songs. You're Struggling features quotes from Kwame Tor. I apologize if I'm saying his last name wrong. That is a weird song that I guess was an issue back in the day and feels specifically directed at like Michael Jackson, where it's talking about the association of being white and feminine, or like
how do you mean?
Like they talk about like, oh, you're wearing eyeliner, you're like bleaching your skin.
Oh,
and they're talking about like what a bitch that makes you. I was
all
like,
makes it bitch makes you kind of maybe a little bit weird. Maybe.
Yeah, it's problematic by today's standards from that essence, but like I'm like, yeah, I didn't realize that was like a talking point where
also,
like conforming to whitey meant being feminine.
Also, anything feminine, I mean, hip hop culture notoriously homophobic. I mean, that seems like usual stuff here.
That's part of the drops the word a few times on this album.
Which word is that, Alex? Which word is that? I'm kidding. Go on.
No, I'm horrified after what happened to that woman at that Kendrick Lamar concert that I will not say any slurs.
Paytreon episode, you can hear all the slurs. Paywall. So
I will not say any slurs publicly.
Patreon.com/every member. but continuing on.
Yeah, and then I think, part of the KRS-One, like expanding your mind and philosophy things, you get some interesting talking points on homelessness.
Oh, right.
And the racists, where he's talking about how, I guess they didn't have the term white privilege when he did this, but he talks about that. He talks about how he thinks like capitalism is racist. And it's just like, those are crazy topics in 1990.
Yeah.
Where now they just kind of seem like everyday.
Yeah. More and more
talking points.
So let's see what else.
7 DJs is the longest rap song we're ever going to listen to on this.
Okay. So let's first talk about 7 DJs.
Yeah.
Okay. It's 9 minutes. That's the longest rap song I've ever heard in my life.
Is.
What's the fucking famous one? I got it. How am I forgetting the most famous rap song of all time?
Oh,
the first rap song, Sugar Hill Gang.
Yeah,
but what the fuck is it called? Yeah. Oh my god, how did I forget what it's called? You forgot what it's called too.
I did. Rapper's Delight.
Oh my god, I'm an idiot.
Rapper's Delight.
I hope anyone listening was pulling their fucking hair out. That's the longest. Technically 17 minutes or whatever the hell.
Yeah, no one call us the teacher. We're not.
But this one, 9 minutes, and that bass line is fucking rad.
It's cool.
It's a great bass line.
It's not 9 minutes cool.
Some of those verses are hard to sit through, especially
it's like
the reggae ones.
It's like the whole Boogie Down production crew on here. It's wild. There's like 20 people on this track.
Yeah. I mean, it's not just 7 or
I think some people have like repeat
repeat offenses for sure.
Yes.
Dude, so I don't know who the most Jamaican guy is on there, but I don't know if it's KRS-One himself actually.
No, it's not him.
Thank Christ. Because this guy, for his whole verse, which was a lengthy verse, he rhymed the same word over and over. Not literally rhyming the same word. He write the same end of shun, education, revolution, education,
Mr. Jamal Ski.
That he did maybe 17 fucking words. By the end of it, it's like, this is not impressive. You just shoehorned words with that ending.
Oh, I think that specific verse is actually KRS-One.
Oh, that fucking sucks, dude. It's not impressive in the slightest. It's just, man, I don't know.
Jamal is on here a lot.
So
I really liked, I don't know what she's done with her career, but I really like Heather B's verse.
I'd never heard of her until now.
That's the second one where she talks about kidnapping Margaret Thatcher.
Fun.
Pretty great stuff here by Heather B.
So that's one where it's a little bit bittersweet because like I want to hear that bass line for that long, but some of these people
not that long.
Fuck, it's God, there's so much I don't like about it. More ridiculousness with 100 Guns. Fucking real annoying, horrific vocals.
Yes.
Horrific vocals.
Yeah.
and actually, I think I would have been cool with the Kenny Parker show if it wasn't so fucking long. So like, that's one thing that I didn't mention too much before. Most of this entire discography, like you really didn't know when to end a song. A lot of those songs really do drag.
No, or yeah, he felt like he had a message and he couldn't condense it.
Yeah.
So it just becomes these
That's
overblown.
That's a problem though. Like with writing, you have to know how to cut. You have to know how to whittle stuff down. Looking at you, fucking Morrissey. You have to like, not every word is sacred. You have to really know how to make your point. That's part of being a good writer. It's knowing what not to say. So, one writer, this is not a coincidence that I fucking love him and you love him, Nick Cave. I remember reading a thing or hearing a thing where he's talking about what he does when he writes. He writes a bunch of lyrics, plays it, and then just cuts stuff so that it works and fits. Yeah, so it's not making a song to fit this essay I wrote, but it's, vice versa, pretty much.
I think when you're a rapper and you're pretty much rapping over the same thing, it's very easy to extend it. I think speaking at the universities and colleges and
a lot of snippets of him talking at universities
and just being like, they were popular. So I think, rap is all about the ego. And I think, I think you get a lot of that.
It's funny how him doing that or any rapper doing that is the equivalent in my brain as a fucking awful Grateful Dead jammy.
It kind of is.
It feels the same to me.
It kind of is.
Yeah. Breath Control 2, a sequel, but I like it. I like it a lot.
Interesting.
Yeah. And what else? I think it's pretty much, I didn't really love too much of this. But it did feel way more consistent. The silliness overall has been cut down quite a bit.
Pretty much only on Beef.
And 100 Guns.
Yeah.
So it's been cut quite a bit. Also, 30 Cops or More. Horrible vocals. God damn, those vocals are bad.
That's another important song, but the execution is
exactly.
I'm for the message, but the execution just
it's not very pleasant to listen.
No,
but it did feel like not the strongest because this wasn't. I was gonna give this best, but it's not like an easy best for me because there's still so much I don't like about him, but I have to kind of put that aside to be like, okay, what are they good at and why do people like it?
Yeah.
But even then, still inconsistent for me.
I had to do some soul searching with my picks too, and interesting discography here.
Yeah,
there are no easy choices here or clear cut winners or losers to me. So
how beloved is this album?
I think it's on these first 4 albums. And we talked about 4 albums, yeah. Are considered, pretty beloved, but this is on the weaker.
Oh, interesting. I don't know why my brain did not foresee that. But in any case, we are on to the last album. Here we are, 1992's Sex and Violence. Dude, scared the shit out of me when I pressed play the first time.
I didn't know this album existed until we...
I need vinyl. Please help.
It's quite an intro.
The song, it's an interesting concept, but
I can't hold
I think it fucking blows, dude.
Yeah, it doesn't work for me.
And I wonder why I hate it. Hearing this right now.
Yes.
It's fairly specialty.
Yes. Also, it's supposed to be like the evolution of hip hop, where it's
is that what it's supposed to be?
Very basic, and it gets a little more complicated.
That did not fucking read to me at all.
Yeah, that's why it changes halfway.
Yeah, I caught that, but it didn't feel like any kind of evolution.
It doesn't really work.
No. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna need you to do me a fucking favor and please put on the next song, which should have been the fucking first song.
This is a dope song,
dude.
1 for the trouble, 2 for the time. Come on, y'all, let's rock that. This
This is how you open a fucking album.
Dude,
All boys
this-
uptown.
This slaps so hard.
So hard. So hard.
Check it out.
This in ways, because like I put on, I heard, listen to that first song and I thought like, here I go, I'm gonna put some shit, and this comes, I'm like,
What happened?
what's happening?
Step up. I'm thinking like syrup. No, I'm not corrupt. Sit back and relax and watch
It's so
the chaos
fucking heavy.
No, I won't
They're not, they don't get that heavy. So this was like,
No,
this
no,
is really
it doesn't.
satisfying. Okay, all right, put your dukes up.
Okay, so it's not like something a hard worst least favorite. It's this I don't know. I this kind of gave it to this. There are some amazing songs
Yeah.
on here. I think if you're a fan of Boogie Down, like listen to the album.
Right.
It's this one of those things where I had to pick one.
You had to pick.
and
So, as a guy who doesn't like Boogie Down Productions, best personal favorite by quite a bit.
Interesting.
Quite a bit. I
Interesting.
really like this.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, that never happens. The only time
Yeah.
this ever happened before in our history doing the show was Celtic Frost,
Yeah.
where I hated every album, and the
then at
last
the end-
album I was like, "Oh fuck, this is great."
Yeah.
This is how I felt with this. Aside from that first song,
There's some dope songs on here. I just think when I went and I add songs to the playlist as I listen to the discography, I just had less songs from this album for my picks.
all right.
So that's kind of
That's a pretty lukewarm worst. It's not really.
Yeah.
Whereas I definitely hated the first album.
yeah. I don't think some people would argue there's definitive best and worst. This is not like a favorite amongst their fans.
I don't understand it. I don't understand hip hop fans. Then I don't get it. This is fucking great.
So let me go back to Duck Down. I was so blown away.
Yeah.
I was like, that's Prince Paul, right? And I looked it up. It's not Prince Paul.
Ooh.
It's this guy, Pal Joey. And he didn't even really like produce like much.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like you were on to something, dude.
Yeah.
What happened to your career? Like, why are you not like a
I have no
household?
idea.
Why are you not like a Prince Paul?
Never heard of him before. Didn't recognize his name.
I had to look him up, but I'm like, man, if I see that dude's name on any track, I'm gonna
Worth a shot for sure. Drug dealer.
That is Prince Paul.
Oh, that's Prince Paul. Okay. Love drug dealer.
That's I like the concept. If you're gonna sell drugs, build up your community.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Good message.
Yeah.
Good message.
Good message. Is pretty sad. Everything else. So this album, I felt like KRS-One aged or matured stylistically like 30 fucking years. Hearing him on
Now he's going fast.
dude, like a throttle.
Like a throttle.
Oh my dude, he is. First of all, the song is groovy as shit. It's fucking awesome. But he is so damn good on there. It's fantastic. It's
Also covers one of the weirdest things in hip hop to me. When rappers convert to Islam. I don't fucking get it. I guess
that's a Malcolm X thing, right? It's gotta be.
it is.
Yeah.
And it's funny because a few albums ago he did the Malcolm X thing on the cover. Recreated the photo on by all means, of course, the Malcolm X.
By all means necessary.
There's a slight jab at Ice Cube in here, but that beef is squashed. Didn't really go anywhere. So this little side note.
Right, interesting. I did not.
Like a throttle.
Fuck, man, that song is really good. So it wasn't, man, because I really had to. I listened to this one time, loved it, and it was baffled because I waited like a day or two since Edutainment before I even put this one on. So I thought maybe I was like too hard on the other ones and that I just forgot and I wasn't in the mood at the time, but now I am. So that's why I like this one. So I listened to it one time, went back to all the other ones. Fuck no, this one's best. This one's awesome.
This is an anomaly, and I thought it was going to suck because I was like, I've heard the other four before. Well, not like individually, but I'm familiar with the other four. And then I was like, damn, this might suck. Little bit of some hypocrisy here, and even though I gave it worst least favorite, it does not deserve the hate
No, I'm so upset by that because if like the wordplay alone, man, it's so much more advanced. It like now I feel like he's on par with a Rakim. Like
Yeah.
it really does feel that much better.
Yeah, I feel like he wouldn't get there until he dropped the Boogie Down Productions name and just started releasing albums as KRS-One, that he would like get to that Rakim level.
Well, this is the gateway to that.
This is the transition between, you know,
What's 13 and good. So man, so here's
what
the thing.
starts off as you think maybe a problematic song, this kind of
Hilarious.
turns into like a dark comedy.
So here's when the song first came on, I wrote down this song is real sexy, and then I heard about 3 bars. I'm like, I'm changing that word. I'm putting on sleazy. It's not a sexy song. It's a sleazy song. This song is fucking rough.
It's real sleazy, but then it's almost a song where I don't want to give spoilers to, like, just listen to it.
It's stupid, but it's good.
And then at the end, you know, he says something like, what is the moral to the story? He's like, there isn't one. This is a fucked up story.
Yeah.
Like,
One thing I actually did like about that, the whole song that struck me for some reason was I really like how the girl in the song says her lines with KRS-One.
oh yeah.
In all of my experiences, whenever they do that dialogue storytelling and they have characters popping in and out, they always do the thing where the character says the line and the main vocalist drops out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why this makes such a big fucking difference to me. The fact that they say it together, I like that way more. It feels, you know, and I don't know, I can't think of a specific example, but like those TV shows or movies when they're telling a story and the person telling the story at the campfire, for example, there's like an image of the thing happening behind them while they're still there telling the story. It reminds me of that, but like in a more auditory form. I like that. I like it a lot.
It is funny that 13 and Good is also on the same album with a song that features a defense of Mike Tyson.
Which one's that?
Say Gal.
Oh,
Dude,
honestly, that's the second worst track for me.
I also like it hasn't aged well. Like, fuck that song.
Probably not. Not. All I heard was reggae bullshit. I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah.
It's like one and a half reggae songs on this entire album, by the way.
Yeah. I like looked up the words to it and the story behind it. And I'm just like, not good, teacher.
Literally was 1992 though.
Yes. Different time. The title track's the worst track though.
Wait a minute. Okay, I don't think it's the worst track. It's not good.
Yeah.
But in terms of all of their reggae songs, all of them, I like that one the most.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I really, really hate, and that's not even like a reggae song. It's just reggae-esque. Reggae. It's reggae in terms of the vocals, but not really anything else.
On a lighter note, let's go back to Pal Joey. Questions and answers. I fucking love that song.
Right.
I think that's a fucking great song. Build to Destroy. There's some more like
Great song too.
KRS beef in that song
With who?
with a group called X Clan. He
beefs with a lot of nobodies.
He beefs with a lot of people. But yeah, he felt like their brand of Afrocentrism was like too anti-white.
Interesting. I was expecting that.
And he was like, I'm a humanist, and he brings up interesting things. Like, he's like, you know, fuck colon. Like, if all black was good, like, well, explain like Colin Powell. Like, fuck that dude.
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Yeah. So they would squash the beef though and work it out. I haven't heard X Clan's music, although their albums got good reviews. I'm gonna check it out. They would squash the beef. KRS-One would appear on their album in 2007, Return to Mecca. So it's not like a big
right. Poisonous Products. Dig that one a lot as well.
How you feel about Rough?
Lukewarm. Don't hate it. Don't hate it though.
I think Freddie Fox is on a few tracks, and
that's right. Yeah,
he brings it.
I've never heard him before this.
Yeah, neither have I. But he holds up his end of the bargain. So good on you, Freddie Fox.
So I was mentioning a little bit with Necessary. The closing track here is the Real Holy Place.
Oh
It
yeah.
fucking nails exactly what I was trying to create a picture of, where it's like poetry. He's preaching, he's talking endlessly about a thing, but all the
metaphysics, dog.
all the sounds around him are legit creepy. It's just a disturbing song. And you think like you kind of get an idea for what's happening, and then all these weird other samples start coming out of nowhere, and I think it's a very strong end.
I will say sometimes metaphysics stuff, especially by people who aren't like, I don't want to use the term expert because I feel like that's giving them too much credit.
It is. It's for sure is.
But people who don't specialize in it could come across as like, I'll call it like pothead theory, where you're just like, hey man.
Oh yeah. What if there's multiple unit? What if there is no simulation?
And yeah, Real Holy Place. He's just like, hey, I this study all religions. That's
neat.
it.
It's neat.
That's it.
And in terms of the only non-reggae song on here that I actually don't like at all is Who Are the Pimps?
Oh no, never mind.
I think it has some
okay.
Yeah, some odd horn samples that I think are interesting, but it's not really pleasant in any way.
Prince Paul, not his brightest moment.
No.
On how not to get jerked.
Wait, which?
I'll play it. It's after the title track. And
oh, right.
yeah, I mean, that bass line's dope, but it just kind of falls apart a little bit.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I think I overlooked the weakness of this one because of how much I hate Who Are the Pimps.
Yeah, it's like sandwich.
Yeah.
Now, a word to
Between
Now, technically speaking, I ain't supposed to be doing this. Like, give me
Yeah, not the best, but not the worst.
for Prince Paul diehards only.
So ultimately, did not think it was perfect, but in terms of consistency, unmatched in this discography for me personally. All the silliness is gone, by the way, which is like, it was such a revelation to me.
Yeah.
Just no more silliness. I can't believe they finally stopped this. I can't believe it. I was so excited for that.
Yep.
There's only 1.5 reggae songs, which is not that bad given the circumstances.
You know what's funny is I was like, man, I wish like KRS-One, I was like, he's probably like put out an album this year, put out an album last year. Yeah. I was like, I wish so we could like continue it.
Yeah.
Because he would just drop the BDP and this go on as KRS-One. I think he has way more bangers under the solo.
Really?
Like Step Into a World, Sound of the Police, or the two.
Oh, I didn't know that was him.
Whoop, whoop, that's the sound of the police.
I did not know that was
Whoop,
KRS-One.
That's the sound of the beast. Yeah. And it's crazy that his rhyming just gets more and more technical as he goes on. Has 1 million solo albums. We will probably never.
That sounds like a fucking task, dude.
Yes.
We do it one by one, Patreon episodes. But still, I think I might actually go back to this one. I do enjoy it. Not the other ones though. It's not for me.
I'm gonna build out a nice little playlist. Probably won't listen to these albums front to back.
Yeah, you're definitely right about the greatest hits type thing. I don't know though. I still like this as an album, except
Really?
that fucking first track is so bad, like baffling to put that the very beginning. But whatever, we've talked enough. So, what happens after this? He goes solo. Is there any particular reason?
Not that I know of. But yeah, he just decided to drop it, and he would continue working with dope producers like DJ Premier, Kid Capri, who was on a earlier track that we didn't talk about, would continue working with people like fucking REM, Busta Rhymes, our good friend Busta Rhymes. And this managed to he kind of, I feel like he fell off a little bit in like 2000, like after 2012. I feel like conscious hip hop kind of just fell out of favor. They didn't really figure out a way to move on with the times.
Right. We're very unconscious as a people right now. I don't think we were ready for that more conscious.
Also, it's very like boom bap stuff. I feel like hip hop for me now, I need like crazy beats. I need like, you know, like your LPs, your Flying Lotuses, like maybe I'm just a snob. Or I just need something raunchy like Rico Nasty. So that's where I'm at. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know everyone else how, you know, I don't know if there's still people who like get off on like the, you know, like the Immortal Techniques or KRS-Ones.
I really did a fucking lot in terms of really trying to give Immortal. I mean, that was a long way of saying this. I tried to give Immortal Technique a fair shot. I tried my fucking hardest, and I love like 3 songs, and the rest I'm like, I'm done. I can't fucking do this,
dude. When high school, I was like all about like the, you know, the smart rappers. So, but you know, like I just kind of, I don't know if outgrew is the best term, but like.
I'll tell you one thing. For me, it was musically that he didn't do anything for me. It's not that really. I didn't have anything against what he was saying or anything. Musically, I don't think he's got that much to offer.
The like, we're going on a little bit of a side note here. I feel like the big thing with Immortal Technique was like he had like a twist. He people love.
They love to get twisted.
They love it. They love to get Shyamalan,
dude. So he did that, and then Atmosphere started doing that later on.
I do like that Atmosphere song though. Where
yesterday
is that the one where you think? Where you think? Yeah. You think he's talking about a girl, but he's talking about.
I saw you yesterday.
He's talking about his dad.
It's a great song. But like, so I love that song. I fucking know all the words of that song. But like, on that album, When Life Gives You Lemons, You Paint That Shit Gold. It's like every song does that on that album. And I know a friend of ours, anytime anybody brings up Atmosphere, he brings up that album, how much he fucking hates how every song has a twist. And I was like, I can't argue with you. You're completely correct. It's awful. It's stupid. Like,
I like that album, but that's a different podcast.
I hate that album. Oh man. It's not a bad album, but I think it's not as one of his best. Speaking of Atmosphere, the motherfuckers came up with another album like 3 days ago.
Goddamn, too many albums.
4 days ago or something like that.
Rappers are old.
They are.
They're old now.
But whatever. Let's recap. What you got?
Okay, so nice, clean, easy. Best personal favorite Ghetto music, the blueprint of hip hop. Nice middle ground of BDP's career. The safest choice I could have made. Worst, least favorite. Not even a bad album, but I just don't think I don't even think it's just not a terribly strong discography. So it's worst, least favorite, but not a strong endorsement.
Sex and Violence, you're saying? Yeah.
Yeah, Sex and Violence.
So for me, Criminal Minded, worst. Classic, I say, it's not true. I'm sorry. But also, I think it's awful. I fucking can't stand it. Very, very archaic, very dated, silly, bad production. And I'm going to stop shitting on it now.
Yeah.
Sex and Violence, personal favorite and best. I think it's the most consistent. It's fucking rad, dude. So is Down with the King from NDMC, dude. Fight me.
Any golden era hip hop we do, Mike's going to hate the debut album and he's going to love their 90s. Like I can still do this album. I don't know why. So when we do like the Slick Rick episode, you already know what's going to happen.
Dude, this is what happens when I don't know shit about the genre. I'm like, I don't like this.
I think it's funny. And I think it's like good perspective to have because it's hard for me to like separate the history and,
right.
And a lot of other people it really is a thing. So it's interesting to hear someone who's like, I have no knowledge of it. I don't know who the fuck MC Shan is, but this is just how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Well, that brings us to the end of the episode. Thank you so much for listening and watching. If you want to support us, help us out, please subscribe on youtube.com/everyalbumever, as well as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, 5-star rating, leave a review, tell your friends, all the stuff that will help us, yada, yada, yada. You can follow me on Instagram at Pope Jesse Ventura and Alex
at Mother Puncture.
And as usual, there will be a Spotify playlist on Boogie Down Productions. There should be a link in the description of wherever you're listening or watching. Got playlists associated with most, damn near all episodes. You can find them all at everyalbumever.com. Go ahead and follow Alex on Spotify directly. And now you can join us on Patreon. Patreon.com/everyalbumever if you want to get some bonus episodes, some very slur-filled episodes, because I'm not going to hold back. As well as, get early, I don't know what the fuck. I forgot what I put there. You get stuff. There's more things there. It's nice. Don't do it. You don't have to do it, but we are hungry. If you would like to do it, we're not going to say no. But now that we're done with all that,
no one's going to buy me a PS5, people. Unless you want to buy me a
PS5. No, goddamn it. No, I'm hungry, dude. I need food.
Mike's hungry. I need a PS5.
That's how it goes, dude. That's literally our situation. But I give you last song.
Yes.
Please take it off my hands.
You'll be very happy to know I did not have a last song. I was just going to wing it and just getting a taste of Duck Down. Let's do it.
You gotta do it.
Gotta do it.
So thanks so much. Thank you so much for listening and watching, everybody. See ya.